Good day everyone, so before we begin, if competitive gameplay triggers any sort of excessive anxiety for you, then please feel free to click off the video. But if you're a normal person, then do stick around because we'll be talking a bit about how Genshin Impact compares to Honkai Impact with regards to the casual content and events that they sort of put out. So you can obviously imagine this. In Honkai Impact, in contrast to Genshin, you have a very competitive system. So in the top left hand corner you can see there's something called a score, and your score will be displayed to other people, and so you obviously want to try and get a good score. I mean, you don't need to be the best, you just need to get a decent score, and for some people this might bring a bit of anxiety and stress and whatever. For me it's just another fun way of pushing myself and learning the combat mechanics of the game, but hey, different people, different sort of courses. But at the end of the day, when you've sort of kind of finished playing the little competitive things, you want to just sit back, relax and play some sort of simple stupid mini games just to, you know, kind of unwind, relax from the day of work and all these sorts of things. So how would you expect Genshin and Honkai to compare? So remember, what you're seeing in the background is a Honkai Impact. This is the competitive game. So you'd assume that the competitive game would obviously have mini games and all these sorts of things that would be not really that good for casual players. And yet Honkai consistently does deliver on its casual events. We've had like a Fall Guys sort of like variation, and I'll show you a bit of an example of another little fun minigame event just in a moment and so on. But what's so interesting and for me about all their mini games and events and so on is that you can skip the dialogue. There is a big fat skip button. You don't need to listen to someone's story of how they traveled to Fontaine and then they wanted to brew a potion and you need to help them, but they're not sure about this and they lost an arm. It's like, come on, I just want to play the event. So this is where I think Honkai just gets straight to the point. You compete and then you go and relax and do some really brain dead stuff, and that is just absolutely perfect for me. And what's even more perfect is the fact that these events last for 43 days. That's just so much better than the stress of having to do these events within 7 days. I don't know what Hoyo's thinking with Genshin Impact. But okay, let me show you the events I'm talking about. So here I've got a cat girl with a flamethrower. That's pretty cool, a little chibi one. And then I've got a dragon girl with a little chef knife, and I'm gonna beat up a bunch of robots. So yes, this is literally what you have in Honkai. So the combat that you saw is now going to be replaced with a little simple platform game that is incredibly easy to understand, is incredibly casually friendly. It does not scale with your account. So the idea with this sort of event is that you play through lots of stages, you upgrade your characters with sort of event skills and all these sorts of things, and everyone has access to it, so no one is kind of left out or whatever. And it's just fun, it's just a different way, it's just something new and different. It's a variation on a typical sort of like mini little platformer game that is just plain stupid, and that is why it works. Like, this is the thing that Genshin needs to understand. When you create mini games, it's not about dumbing down mini games, it's about creating fun mini games that people can literally either be stupid at or just, you know, have some good old-fashioned fun. There are lots of obviously popular game modes, for instance like Fall Guys and all these sorts of things, that can be really fun. So if you think of Genshin Impact, what are like some of the most fun events? Obviously like Wind Trace and the little musical event like Rhythm Game and so on. Why are they fun? Well, they are iterations of popular game modes that people can have fun and enjoy. People understand them. It's a bit of a break from the usual that you get in Genshin, and that's why those events like do so well. But outside of those events, a lot of Genshin's like loops and what they sort of like want to present to you as a player is just a very boring variation of what you already like sort of experience in the overworld. Where is your cat girl with a flamethrower that charges in, and then you swap to a dragon girl to just sort of smack people around? That's kind of the stupid fun that I'm missing in Genshin Impact. That is the casualness that I really want. I don't want the same Hilichurl that I need to go and beat up, or the same slime balloon that I need to run. A game can be fun and stupid, and it can be a chore and stupid. And I think Genshin falls in the latter category, where Honkai, surprisingly, because of how limited the engine is and all these sorts of things, sort of really try their best to innovate outside of the box when it comes to the casual experience, and you can definitely feel that. So this is kind of why I kind of like the look at this. I'm just being stupid. I'm just charging into enemies. It's so cool. But this is kind of why I like Honkai's mini games a bit more. And obviously, its competitive system. Now, personally, Genshin Impact is still a much better game for me than Honkai Impact because of the open world. And just sort of the flavor of how they present stuff, the art and anime style. It's just, Genshin has its appeal, but honestly, I do think they, being the same company, should obviously take a bit of lessons from themselves in how to do casual content properly, because it's just way more fun in Honkai.